Last talk of the month. Love, serve, and remember. We've been doing love. We've been doing lots of loving. We've been doing serving, and today is about remembering. And so we're going to start with an exercise. That's right, I'm making you work today. We're going to start with an exercise to facilitate remembering. So you got a card? If you don't have a card, we'll bring cards around. There should be one in your bulletin. Please raise your hand if you haven't gotten a card. And you'll need a pen or a pencil. We have both of them, I know, in the back of the room. So let's make sure, just keep your hand up and we'll make sure you get a card and a pencil or a pen, some kind of something. I know I have a bunch of them. They're around someplace. So you've got pens, cards and pens and cards. They were in your bulletin, or if you came really, really early, they may not have been in there. There you go. Pens and cards, pens and cards. So we're making everybody work this morning. The volunteers, everybody. Yeah, usually in the bulletin. Sure, no, you need the card. No, you need the card. Just keep your hand up, the cards are coming. Cards, cards, cards. Just keep your hands up. Okay, so what we're going to do, they're still handing out cards and pens, so just keep your hand up. What we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes, and you're going to think. We're going to think about people that we admire, people that we love, people who have qualities that we would love to emulate. These could be historical people. They could be your heroes. They could be your family members. They could be people who are long dead. They can be historical people. They could be fictional people. They may be people that have been just written about that don't even exist. But recall into your mind, just close your eyes and call into your mind 3 or 4 or 5 people that you just really resonate with, that have the qualities of God just shining through them that you admire and that you love. And think about who they are. They could be a parent, or they could be a family member. They could be a politician, or a social worker, or a physician, someone in history whose exploits were just heroic. They could be a fictional character in one of your favorite books. But recall into your mind, just call into your mind these people and the things that you admire about them, the qualities that make them so dear to you. So think of those adjectives now. As you are thinking about those people in your life, or in your, people are our favorite subject. So in history, in fiction, in your family, in your past, or in your present. And think about those adjectives. How would you describe those people? There are words that you use to describe people that you admire, your heroes. Heroic, courageous, mystical, loving, humorous, whatever. There are all kinds of words that you're used to describe those people. So think about those descriptors of those people that are so dear to you, that are your heroes, those people you'd love to emulate. Maybe 2 or 3 or 4 descriptors per person would be fine. And when you have those words in your mind, please open your eyes. I'd love for you to hold the card in its vertical side. There are 10 lines on it. And write those descriptors on those lines. Now, if you don't have 10, that's fine. Just write as many as you have. If you have more than 10, keep going. That's fine, too. I just thought 10 was really optimistic. So write those words down. Write those descriptors down, whatever they were, whatever came to you. those adjectives that describe those people that you so admire. Let me just take a few minutes and write those words. Have you got them down? Need another 30 seconds? Once you've written those descriptors, look down that list. Just look at it. Look at all of those admirable qualities. Look at all those adjectives of your favorite people, your most admired people. And I'd love for you to put a star on three of the top ones. If you're going to prioritize the list, and you had to pick 3 out of that list of your favorite qualities, put a star next to 3 of those words. And when you've completed that, turn your card over and hold it on the horizontal side. And write those 3 words on those 3 lines. God's calling. So just take a look at that. So now you're holding it on the horizontal side, and you have 3 words across. Those are your top 3 qualities, right? Okay. Now just put that aside. I told you this is a remembering exercise. We will come back to it. There'll be a quiz at the end. No, not really. It's a remembering exercise. We'll get back to it. So this month we talked about love. We talked about serve. And now we're talking about remembering. But what exactly is it we're here to remember? What are we here to remember? What are we remembering? You know, what are the big questions that need to be answered? And I think the first one is, you know, who are we? Who are we? Why are we here? What must we do? So we could start with those 3 biggies. We could be here all day just talking about those alone. Who are we? Who are we? It's a fabulous place to start, isn't it? Ernest Holmes, in 10 Ideas That Make a Difference, he said this: we are all born of the same life, and all that matters is how we express this life that is within us. We are all children of God. We are all born of the one Spirit. We live in the one Spirit. Closer to us than our very breath is the pulsation of this divine life. The heartbeat of the universe is at the center of every living soul, and God waits patiently for our recognition of it. Isn't that lovely? That is who we are. That is who we are. We are the stuff of stars. There's only energy. There's only energy. I think it was Teilhard Chardin who said, matter is just energy moving slow enough to be seen, right? That's all we are. Everything is just energy. We're just in form. We're just matter. But in form or out of form, there is only energy. There's only energy. And that's what we call God. We are the divine having an experience, a temporary experience, in form, experiencing what it is like to be in dimensions, to be in linear time. And we're here for a small, small while, just to allow Spirit to recognize that, to have that experience, to be in form. And it's a wonderful experience. But who are we? That is who we are. We are pure spirit. We are pure spirit. We happen to be wrapped in matter right now. But when we put that matter down, when we leave behind the physical body, we are still spirit. Because that is the truth of us. That is the absolute truth of us. And everything that God is nestled within us. Emerson said, that seed of perfection that is nestled within us. Everything that spirit is found within us. And we're temporarily surrounded by this body that we're carting around with us. It's our little vehicle to get around so that we can have those physical experiences in physical time and space. but the truth of us is pure spirit. In practical applications, Ernest goes on to say, remember that spirit exists, always, at the center of all form. It is forever expressing in and as tangible form. The form of its expression may come and go, but it is changeless and eternal. We personally have form, but we are still spirit. Since spirit is at the center of everything, and its action as law always responds to our thought, there is no limit to its creativity, except the limitations which we ourselves impose on our experience of it. So here we are, pure spirit, pure potential, pure energy. We have clothed ourselves in a body. We have taken form. And the only limitations we have are the limitations we place upon ourselves. There it is then. Okay, so we know who we are. That is who we are. We are spirit having an experience in a body. Okay, so why are we here? That's the next question, right? I think that was the next question. Why are we here? Yes. Why are we here? Now, Ernest Holmes said he loved Sri Aurobindo's reasoning why we are here. Sri Aurobindo said, we exist for the delight of God. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. We exist for the delight of God. That pleased Ernest Holmes quite a bit. He thought that was wonderful. I think that's beautiful too. You know, I used to think that spirit could not help creating. That's what it does. It simply creates. That's what the energy does. Almost like it couldn't not create. Spirit must find an outlet for itself, and creation is the way it does it. So it creates in form because it cannot not do that. Now, I still believe that is true, but it lacks a certain personal aspect. When we say spirit creates because it can't not create, it almost sounds automatic and it sounds mechanical. But really, spirit creates, and love is the impulsion of creation. So God is love. We are love. Spirit is love. That's what it is. And Ernest Holmes always said, love points the way, and law makes the way possible. There's the personal and there's the impersonal. They work together. So spirit does create. Spirit always creates. It must create. It must constantly create new forms and allow old forms to pass away. But the impulsion is always love. Love points the way, and law makes the way possible. So we have to bring the love in. We have to have the balance. Because God is love and God is law. And spirit loves its creations into being. And since we are that, and we are reproducing in microcosm what spirit does in the macrocosm, we love our lives into creation. Ernest Holmes said, I don't make anything happen. I love to myself the experiences that I desire. I love to myself the experiences I desire. I love them into manifestation. I don't make things happen. Does that make sense? So love points the way, law makes the way possible. That is who we are. We are recreating, we are duplicating the same thing that spirit does when it does it on the large scale. It thinks the universe into being. We think our own lives into being. We use the same divine creative process. We are simply doing it in our own lives. So, to recap, who are we? We are spirit in form. That's all we are. We are that I am. That I am that Terry sang so beautifully about. That I am. That is who we are. I am that. Remember in the Bible it said, I am that I am. I am. That always used to confuse me when I was little. It sounded like Popeye. I don't know. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am the same I am that you are. I am that I am that everything is. We are all one. Now it makes sense, right? I am that I am of creation. That I am of love. That I am of law, of power, of peace. And why are we here? For the delight of God. God's having a great experience as us. Are you giving God a good time? I mean, that's your job. That's your job. You know, we are here for the delight of God. How are you delighting God? By your livingness, by your beingness. For the delight of God to experience form, for spirit to experience itself in 3 dimensions and in time and space and matter. That's what we're doing. We are here to allow spirit to experience itself. So what's the next question? What's the next question? What do we do? There you go. What's the next question? Why are we here? So why are we here? What are we here to do? What must we do? So now we must remember that. This is what this is all about, remembering all of this stuff. So now we need to remember what we're here to do. So here's the point at which you take those cards out again. And you're looking at the horizontal side, right, where you placed your top 3. Awesome. Now, above those 3 lines, above those 3 words, you're going to write the beginning of the sentence. I have come here to be. I have come here to be. And then underneath those 3 words, right below them, you're going to finish the sentence, in the world. Above the words, I have come here to be, and below the words, in the world. So now, read the sentence out loud. Got it? Got it? Okay, who wants to stand up and read theirs? Give me one. Audra.
I have come here to be loving, joyful, and peaceful in the world.
What else? Yes.
I've come to be adventurous, kind, loving, and generous in spirit
In the world. Absolutely. And we accept and we bless your intention. What else? Yes.
I have come here to be present, loving, and authentic in the world.
Got it? Got it? Do you feel that? Listen to these statements. Okay, here you go. Turn to the person next to you. Ask them, who have you come here to be? And then let them read the sentence and then switch. Did you all get a turn to say it out loud? So now we know who we are, we know why we're here, and we know what is ours to do. What is ours to do? And you know what? We have to keep remembering that. Keep your card. Pin it to your chest today. Go around all day long, you know? And when you're in the supermarket and you're getting annoyed because the person in front of you has 20 items in the 10-item lane and has 50 coupons, look at your sign. Look at who you've come here to be. Are you on your card? Are you on your card? When you're getting snarky with somebody because they're being a real pain, look at your card. Does it say, I've come here to be witchy? Does it say, I've come here to be afraid? Does anybody have the word afraid on their line? No. Does anybody worry? Is worry one of your words? No. No. Anxious? Okay. Petty? Jealous? Envious? No. Those words didn't make the list, did they? Look at your card. Who have you come here to be? I've come here to be loving. I've come here to be peaceful. I've come here to be mystical. I've come here to be joy. I've come here to be harmony. I've come here to be unity, whatever. They're qualities of God, aren't they? They're qualities of each and every one of us. They're found in each and every one of us. Nobody has on their card, I've come here to be bossy. Nobody has, I've come here to be mean, petty, jealous. No. None of those words made the list. I've come here to be spiteful and vengeful. Yes. Oh, no. None of those words made the list. So when you're in traffic and somebody cuts you off and you're really ready to invite them to have an experience, Look at your card. Does it say on your card, why I'm here to, to react angrily? No, it doesn't. Ernest Holmes said this in Help for Today. He said, remember, faith is natural, fear is unnatural. Faith is positive, fear is negative. Faith is affirmative, fear is a denial of life. Remember, we learn to be afraid. We learn to be unhappy. We learn to be depressed and bored. But what we have learned and acquired that has caused us to misdirect our creative energy to be afraid and unhappy and enthusiastic, that can be changed. Unenthusiastic. Every one of us has the power to change our mental attitudes. Every one of us has the power to change our mental attitudes. I love that. It is our choice. So this is what we do. This is what we do when that coworker gets snarky and you want to snark right back at them. You remember what's on your card. And you get moved back onto your card. Move back onto your card. When you just want to blast them, move back onto your card. When someone unconsciously hurts our feelings or cuts us to the quick, remember our card. Remember what's written on our card. Who we have come here to be. Because we have to forget the hate, and we have to remember the love. We have to forget the slight, and we have to remember the wholeness. And we have to forget the chaos, and we have to remember the peace. We are the guardians of our thoughts. We are the guardians of our thoughts. We get to choose how we think about people, places, and things. We have to remember what's on our card. This is who we have come to be. Ernest Holmes said this. Now remember this. You are the person. This is the place. Now is the occasion. Right here is the time. The word is in your mouth. You are good enough. You know enough. And you are spiritual enough. We are the ones that are changing the world, one consciousness at a time. We just must remember. Thank you so much.